Good morning, everyone. How are we doing today? So real quick, wanted to record this video. I actually built several presentations on the flights to New York and back, and I wanted to take the time to record them and probably release them one a day for the next week or so, because I think I created 5 to 7 of them. This one should be pretty interesting to you. A lot of you have asked for, hey, can you give us a breakdown of a flip, kind of before, after, runtime, all of that. So the first video I spent time creating was one around a completed flip. You're going to see 5 or 6 pages of before and afters. I'll give you a rundown of how we bought it. I'll give you a rundown of why it's a good investment for busy professionals, and all of that. So do me a favor, watching this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I know it's a vanity metric, but heck, it's one of my goals to try to get to 3,500. So anything you could do to help me, that would be wonderful. If you could invite your friends, I would be greatly appreciated. The channel needs to grow significantly if I want to hit my goal of 3,500 subscribers by the end of the year. So please, please, please subscribe and help me grow the channel by sharing and asking others to subscribe. In addition to that, never forget, I do have subscriber questions. So if you have questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. And your questions spark videos, so I appreciate that, because creating content every day is not as easy as it looks. So without that further said, let's share this presentation and have some fun. All right, hopefully that is working, and it is. And we'll move this up here. So again, this presentation I put together thanks to my contractor, kind of taken before and after, and actually his wife did the kind of, put it together. I'm going to give you the rundown of what happened and talk about the full experience. And again, I love what I do. This is a lot of fun for me. So let's get going. So this deal was brought to us by a wholesaler. We actually have talked about this particular transaction a couple of times because we actually bought 4 houses for cash at one time. And this is a breakdown of one of those. And again, the deal was, I think, brought to us at $475 for the package, and we ended up paying $425. I believe the wholesaler walked away making about $40,000 in assignment fee. So again, they're out there. Again, this wholesaler made about $40,000 very quickly. So good for them. Again, there we go. So negotiated and closed on all 4 at one time. This one here was tenant occupied. This is pre-rent control in California. So we just had to give a 60-day notice, and then the tenant vacated on their own. Post, rent control would do the same thing, although it's unclear if I would have to pay moving expenses or not. I don't think so, because single-family homes are excluded. But, the devil's in the detail, and I still need to read that particular document. Again, the tenant was given the notice, but said, hey, I'm out of here. I was going to move anyway. Now as good a time as any. They left on their own. They left a ton of junk behind. But again, left quickly, which obviously allowed us to accelerate our turn time, because I was prepared to wait 60 days before any remodeling was done. We spent about $40,000 on the remodel. I will break it down per room in the following pictures. It was $5,000 more than I had planned. Frankly, it's always $5,000 more than I planned, it seems. Somewhere between 3 and 7, always. I've yet to come in under, but someday it might happen. We did sell this to a busy professional. Lots of people watching this channel like the idea of buying a what I call pride of ownership rental that's already fully remodeled. Some people call them turnkey, but the idea to know the price, no rent, get cash flow day one is exciting to people. Given the fact that rates are now for some people below 4%, mind-boggling. They really can get started, know their return, and a lot of people are hitting us up. And if you're interested in these, reach out, because we're looking to close 4 more slumlord properties in the next 10 days and have some available properties coming up. So in the end, I really love what I'm doing, as you saw on the previous slide, because the seller one right? The seller wanted to get rid of all four. The wholesaler won. They made $40,000. The contractor wins because, again, we spent 40 grand over 5 weeks. I think there was somewhere between 3 and 6 people in the house at any one time working. The new tenant wins, right? They moved into a fully remodeled house. I was actually met the tenant as they were moving in, and I was filming a video of this. They've never had a house this nice, which is a great feeling. The new landlord wins because they calculated their return. They locked in 30-year debt. And in this one here, we had a private investor who also won. They got a little bit of money, 6% interest during the remodel, and then got 20% of the profit when we exited. So here are the pictures. In this one, hopefully you can tell, the upper is the new house or the new remodeled house, and the lower is how we bought it day one. A couple of things, obviously painted, new windows, but the tree is also gone. That tree was way too close to the house, causing roof damage and the like. I believe, I'm going to give rough numbers here. On the exterior, we spent about $3,800, somewhere between $3,800 and $4,200, depending on how you classify, our windows, exterior, interior, whatever. But let's call it $4 grand was spent on the exterior, which is fence work mainly, painting, obviously. There was a little bit of patchwork on the roof, and then removing a tree, as you see there on the right. Here's the kitchen. The kitchen was really small and probably hadn't been updated like ever. That the old kitchen is on the bottom. The cabinets actually were structurally sound, but just outdated. They had actually 2 layers of wallpaper inside, or I don't know. I call it wallpaper. It could have been technically something else. The floor was peeling. It's that linoleum stickum stuff, which is never a good idea. And the backsplash was okay, but just out of date. And there you see the kitchen above. The kitchen in this one got the largest percentage of the money. New cabinets ran about $4,500, as I recall. Sinks, granite. We spent about $9 grand in the kitchen, including the laminate flooring. Sometimes we do tile. This one we chose to do laminate flooring, just given the functional layout of the house. It didn't really have a smooth breaking point between the living room and the kitchen, so we just did laminate the whole way through. And again, centered the sink. You can see right there. So really nice kitchen. The bath. This one actually had a couple of baths. Here's one that's sort of the kids' bath. That rope thing on the bottom there's, I don't know what that was for. I don't know what that was for. Just more junk left. But it had that funny pink, which is probably really popular in the 70s. Hadn't been updated. So we put in a whole new tub fixture. We changed out the tile. We did a little accent piece there. Put in new tile. You can see there it was this laminate stuff like the kitchen before. And really a breath of fresh air. Here's the living room. You can see there we took the time, obviously ran the laminate again, and you can see we dressed up. When in doubt, in these older homes, I try to keep those really special pieces. So this was, a bookshelf or whatnot with drawers. So we called it out to, added some color and pop. You can also see we added a mini split. You can see there in the upper picture to help cool and heat the house. We put in new ceiling fans as well. This house, as you can see in the lower left, on the very far left of the picture, there was a window AC. Not very efficient, very poor circulation. Maybe kept that room halfway cool. It was so small. But that mini split will do a much better job with the ceiling fans and all the rooms helping to circulate airflow. So again, spent some money here. I'd say if you included the mini split here, it's about $5,000 all in. So again, there's actually a second bath in that one that I didn't have pictures of, but again, the bathrooms probably got 12 grand, right? 6 grand each. Kitchen, outside, inside paint, right? So it was about $40,000 in total expenditures. So why is this great for the person who bought it, right? A new, busy professional, right? Lives in the Silicon Valley in this case, although many of my buyers are out of state. They wanted a cash flow property in California. So they got cash flow day one. I rented it when I owned it. So the tenant was already there. You're getting cash flow day one, which is great. It's not vacant, as some people sell. Property management's in place. You're free to change if you would like. but most people stay as I get them a little bit of a discount and allows them to just run along without any more considerations. We did new kitchens, new bathrooms, new floor, new paint, new heating and cooling, and so much more. So again, this is, doing all those capital expenditures really helps eliminate what might be done in the future. The goal of all of these is no capital expenses in the first 3 years because it's all brand new. You obviously will have tenant issues like windows could break, kids can do silly things. So hopefully any new expenses that come out are those kind of tenant issues. Hopefully the big capital ones are done. What we're trying to do with these, cash flow rentals or pride of ownership rentals is have easy cash flow for very, very busy professionals who have an interest in owning rentals, especially with 30-year loans so cheap, the ability to do your calculations like I talk about in my course. And it's just really fun to do. So again, if you're interested in getting a turnkey or cash flow rental in California, reach out to me. My email is M as in Michael, M Zuber, Z-U-B-E-R, at one rental at a time, or just leave a comment below. I'm the only one who watches this channel, so we can do that together. And let's just have a good time. So stop sharing. So again, I love what we do. If you happen to be a wholesaler, as you saw in this example, we don't begrudge you your profit. They made $40,000 in this transaction. We helped, a private lender came in after we purchased it to replenish our capital so we could keep going. They made their 6% and 20% profit. The new buyer is wildly happy. They locked in a rate below 4%. They're going to be earning over 5% in this deal, given what we rented it for. And again, all in all, it's win-win for everyone. So it's a pretty special thing. So at the end of the day, take care. Let me know if you're interested. Take care. Bye.